up front.
Right.
He ended up going broke. I have expectations. When you don't meet my expectations, I move the hell on.
You left your husband because he went through a little financial struggle.
And did.
At any point in time, did you feel that love should have kept you there?
I feel like he didn't love me because if he did, he wouldn't have went through a financial struggle. A man that loves a woman don't go through hard times.
I don't think that any man predicts or plans to have a financial struggle.
They make a way.
His job laid him off. What?
I mean, I don't care what he did, but he should have made a way. I shouldn't have had.
Whatever happened to love? Whatever happened to us building, us growing, us being something together? Whatever happened to have and to hold in sickness and in health? You took those vows. How can something like a piece of paper with dye on it, colored green, can make you change your vows unto God?
You can't live a good life without that piece of paper, so let's not downplay it.
By the powers invested in me, I betrothed this woman. Recreational use only.
At these brothers, man, I want to say this, bro, because I feel like I need to say this, man, because I don't care what I say on this World Wide Web. I might get to talking about the Jezebel spirit. I might say that a large percentage of women are moving a certain way. I might say 9 out of 10 women cheat. I might say a whole lot of things, man. At the end of the day, I still see relationships. I still see, love and commitment, that whole genre of conversation. I still see that as one of the most powerful things in existence when it comes to the power of man and woman coming together. Like I'll never not believe that because I understand the power behind it, right? But I can easily say that 90% plus of relationships aren't vibrating there. Like it's a beautiful thing when a man and a woman can come together and join forces and live their lives and both see 100 years old and can look back and say, you know what? Look at what we've built. Look at what we've built simply because we understand who we are, what we are, and what our power is. Look at the kingdom we've built. Look at the children we've built. Look at the grandkids playing on the yard, out in the yard while we sit there and rocking our rocking chairs. That's a life fulfilled when it comes to the area of relationships, right? Which is only a portion of our total fulfillment, but that's a win. But I'm gonna tell you, man, like relationships aren't even built on that same platform anymore. They aren't even built on that same platform anymore, man. Like all relationships, like pretty much the far majority of marriages that take place now, man, are all built on the foundation of like a rental agreement would be built upon. Like they're temporary. In other words, like when people get up front and say the vows, which I don't know them all, which I'll take you in sickness and health, or broken wealth, and it's a number of other things that people say. You know what? That's utter bullshit in the year 2025 going forward. Nobody really stands on that. Even when people really stand on it, when people really say it, they aren't really standing on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I think this was this last year before last, that girl that went viral, or that couple that went viral because they were getting married. And they got to a spot in the vows where I think the preacher said, "I will submit to my husband." Or he said something that triggered her, and she was like, "Yeah, I don't know if I can do that." And everybody kind of shot her down. I'm gonna give her props because at least she kept it real. At least she said, "You know what? I'm listening to what the pastor's saying. I'm not just going through the motion and ready to toss my flowers and taking all these pictures. Like I heard what he's saying, and it goes against something inside of me." Now, does she lack understanding? That's a whole nother conversation. But I'm saying at least she kept it real. Well, a lot of these women, man, will get up there and say, you know what? For sickness and health and love until you're broken, I don't care what it is. I'm here till death do us part. It's cap. It's cap, brothers. Most of the women today, not all. Trust me, I'm saying not all. I got partners, man, that are married to beautiful, loving, virtuous, faithful women. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm not saying these people don't exist, but I'm talking to the majority. The majority of women, man, if you have one dip in the road, it's ball game. Ball game. Lose your job? You mean to tell me we finna lose a piece of this bag for a minute till you get back on your feet? No. Like a girl said, I didn't sign up for that. Like if you love me, you supposed to be Superman. Like not only, not that you can't come back from a quick L, you're not even supposed to see L's if you love me. I'm gonna tell you, brother, when you encounter these women, you better run. You have to understand that most of these marriages today, and I'm saying marriages, but it's same things pertains to, serious long-term committed relationships. Brother, they're so temporary. They're so what's that word? They're just so temporary, man. The smallest bump in the road, bro, it's ball game. Like hypergamy is at an all-time high. It ain't even about taking an L nowadays, man. You got to understand that the far majority of women are just constantly moving with their noses in the air, sniffing for bigger and better. And I'm not saying let's address that. I say these things so that us as men can move different. I don't say these things to sit there and hold a pitchfork and saying, oh, the majority of women are doing a certain thing. I'm not saying it because of that. I'm saying it, brother, because you got to start recalibrating your mind on how you move. You have to start rethinking on what you're investing in. I said this, man. I don't know when I said this, bro. But I remember I had this thought. I had this thought some years ago, and I share it with my brothers in the circle all the time. I had this thought, I guess, I don't know, 4 or 5, I don't know when it was. Guess same around time I started making YouTube videos, man. Well, I was just sitting at the house one day, man, and I was just thinking about, what I was thinking about was this. You got to understand that, like, us as men, our foundation is the one thing that makes us men is we are source in the flesh, which means we are a source of a lot of things on this planet, which means a lot of people come to us for things, right? As they should. Women and children, your kids, your nieces, your whatever, they come for you for energy. They come to you for resources. We're built for that. We're emotionally built for that. That's how we're made, right? But one day I had this thought. I said, man, what would I do? Or what I said? I said, what would life be like if all the energy that I poured out into the world, right? Poured out into whoever. What would life be like if I just took all of that energy and did my own thing with it? I'm gonna tell you, man, I was probably 42 years old and I had never had that thought. 40 something years, man, of living on this planet, and I had never thought about what would life be like if I took this God energy that I'm using to spread love. What would happen if I use that energy for myself? Man, it opened my mind up to a whole new world. It opened my mind up to a whole new level of possibilities that for 40 years previous had never even crossed my mind. On things that I could do with that power, on places that I could see with that power, on ways that I could live with that power. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm not saying is us as men should not be us as men. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be protecting and providing. That's one of our primary objectives, right? But at the same time, man, we have to start loving ourselves because as the majority of women start moving different, we have to adapt or we're going to be consistently taking L's. We're going to be consistently taking L's. I can only imagine with that lady's husband in that clip. I can only imagine what he felt. Like, man, I didn't wifed you up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't gave you a good life. Like you've been in this how they say it, this soft lady era or whatever word they use for however long they've been married. I've been holding you down, and he got laid off from his job and she dipped. And she actually said, hey, you know what? I'll even think about assisting you. Apparently, she's been stacking her money up. So she's been working or whatever she's been doing. She's been stacking her money up. And she said, you know what? Okay, you found hard times, but I see these bills coming in. I'll pay these bills, but you got to pay me back. Man, he probably lost it right then. He probably looked around and said, you know what, bro? Let me just take 5 minutes and think about all the energy I poured into the Gucci bags, all the energy I poured into creating this household, all the energy I poured into taking you to Fiji and the Bahamas and to Morocco. What could I have done with that energy myself? I could have seen the world. I could have bought the Lambo. I could have seen Argentina. I could have been a free man. So all I'm saying is this, brothers. Be careful of where you invest your energy. Not only be careful of where you invest your energy, make yourself a priority. Make yourself a priority. And I'm saying this, man, that's not even common talk amongst men. Because again, we're built to make sure everybody else is first, is good first. That's how we're built. And I'm not saying let's abandon that. That's part of what makes us men. But all that extra energy you have, bro, pour it into yourself. Hell, go get yourself a massage. Take yourself on a vacation. Go buy that thing that you've been wanting to buy for 5, 6, 7 years that you haven't gone and bought simply because you're making sure everybody else is living above and beyond first. The world is doing something different, man. And I'm gonna tell you this: if a man doesn't get on the new, I don't want to say wave of thinking, because it's not a wave of thinking. If man doesn't recalibrate to the new hypnotic rhythm of the world, he's shot, bro. He's going to be one of those men, y'all young men now that are 20 and 30, that are waking up at 40 years old saying, where'd the last 20 years go? Look, like what? Like, why am I sitting here in this situation and broke and all this stuff, knowing what I know? A lot of y'all brothers that learn this stuff at 40, don't be that guy that wakes up at 55, 65, 75 saying, you know what? Where did my life go? I took all of my life essence, man, and just poured into everybody like Oprah. You get some love. You get some love. You get some money. You get some attention. You get some. At some point, man, we have to recalibrate to the ways of this world, man, and start loving ourselves.